This is Two For Enterprises, and I really want to actually talk about something that really should affect all of us. There have been some leadership, excellent leadership, that has been shown and has been an example for people all over the world to follow. But it just so happens, and it's a good thing, but it just so happens it happens to be in Africa. We have 3 places, tiny places: Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. I don't know and don't want to even call out their names because Europe and other places, the West, are some jealous gods. And when I say that, that's how they act. And they don't want anybody to tell them no or to stand up for themselves. And they expect that whatever they want, they get. Now, this is the truth behind all of that. That the same people who direct like puppets the people in the United States government, the French government, Italian government, and all over the world is probably run by the same people. And they won't let certain things be alone. They won't let it be alone. They have to have as much money, as much power, and as much wealth as they actually think that they need. They already got enough, but they want it all. And now all of a sudden, the people that has been securing their property and that's been thinking that they were supposed to be part of the ruling class have just found out that their mothers, their grandmothers, the whole lineage has been lied to, and that these people who are in charge don't care about anybody but themselves. So now we have a group of people who are starting to learn the truth. And I guess this has been going on since way back in the colonial times, when they took the indentured servants. They took them out of the field because, you know what? They looked like, a little bit like them. They were lighter than the Africans, okay? They could be manipulated to think that they were better than the Africans and that they would keep the Africans in line. And then they took the biggest, the baddest, the ugliest of all our Africans and made him a semi-leader to keep them in line. Then they gave him whatever he wanted, as long as he didn't run away. They made him something like a god on that plantation. And once he got a taste or a whiff of that, just like the other overseers, once they got a taste of that power, the master didn't have to do nothing. They were going to watch the laborers, his property. They were going to look out for his wife and his children and made sure nothing happened because they wanted that life. We still have them here today. And that's part of our problem. But another thing that has been helping us is that not only are black people working up, there's been a concerted effort to start finding out the truth by the people that I deem are pink Africans. A lot of times, a power structure cannot be dealt with, and it cannot fall until you start chipping away at it and you start calling things as they truly are. But before I get off into this too much deeper, I want to talk about leadership. Do you know there are people in the world that want to run your country from way back? I mean, they may be 10,000 miles away from there, but they think it's their country. And so we have some people in Africa that said that they're tired. They're courageous, and I am not much for a whole lot of unrealistic talk and praying and everything else. But I wish these generals well in their endeavors. I hope that they get the support that they need. Most countries have a nuclear weapon. Africa needs the same thing as everybody else to protect itself. But they don't want that. And this is why I say that black people in America and Africa are so close to knitted together, because they don't want that same thing. They don't want us to be able to protect ourselves here in the United States. So I know they don't want Africa to be able to protect itself, because then they cannot take advantage of them anymore, and they are starting to remove puppets. But Traore, I'm going to say that, and the generals of Niger and Mali, and I think Senegal is coming aboard too, along with South Africa. You might as well find out how you want to die, on your feet or on your knees. In this country, we have to choose between the lesser of two evils. What kind of choice is that? I had somebody tell me just the other day that we need to turn this world over to some knowledgeable, courageous politicians that will look out for their families and our families. They will make decisions based on longevity. How can you put your faith in leaders whose time is up? They're almost dead. Why would they care about what happens after they're gone? They tell me one man might need Pampers, but he don't want to step down. Then snatch him out of there. You don't have to wait on, look, the executive branch only has as much power as it is given. And if the legislature can't check the judicial, and if the judicial can't check the executive, then we don't have no government. If a man is not qualified to be in a position, the only reason why he would still be in that position is because they're using him as a pawn. So he's not actually running the government. He is just that puppet that is standing there so that other people can use him and use the government as they wish. We should have learned a long time ago, when we weren't able, as a United States of America, able to print our own money. Some man made a very wise statement. He said, I care less who runs the government as long as I control the money. Because as long as he controls the money, he controls the government. And we might as well say that our government is compromised. Africa's governments are compromised. All over this world, these governments are compromised. The only thing is not compromised is the people that it affects, to the degree that they will not take any more of it. If you sit on your sofa and you decide to take any more of it, then you're compromised. This is too for enterprises.